White flag 72.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back in here. I tell you what, we're here for the Monday Night Thunder Arca Series. Welcome Joe White up here in the OSR Network booth here. I'm joined by Ryan W. Daniels, who stepped away just for a second. He'll be right back, though, folks. Nonetheless, man, I tell you what, hey, let me know how everything looks, how everything sounds for you. About ready to get going with some K&N excitement here at News Samara, man. I probably done butchered that name for a racetrack, but nonetheless, some short track excitement as we just got done here at OSR Network showing some short track excitement. USRL over there at Bristol, so I had to jump real quick, man, run down from Bristol and run right over here to New Samara. And right now they're doing their qualifying, and we all know here at Monday Night Thunder they do a unique qualifying style. They each individual car does their own qualifying run. So right now, as we're listening to Bradley P. Wilson call each car out here to the staging line and get done. But hey, Ryan, what's going on? You back yet?
Yes, sir. I am back and ready to roll.
Well, man, I tell you what do you think about these cars here on this short track right now?
Man, it's going to be crazy. We're going to have 29 of these Arca K&N cars running around such a small track here at New Smyrna Speedway here. Just going to be very tight quarters on such a small, less than half-mile racetrack for 200 laps tonight. Going to be absolutely crazy to watch these guys do what they do.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, right there, we got Robbie out there in the crowd right now. He's definitely going to be driving these things. Let's see right now, Rob, I'm going to say you're going to be driving here tonight. I don't see your name on the list. Yep, there you are, Robbie Butcher. Yeah, there you are. What's going on, Dustin? What's going on, man? Well, I thought you done got enough of me out there, Dustin. I tell you what, now he's back out again. I appreciate you, man, jumping in, saying have a great race. But Ryan, right now, they're going through this one-by-one qualifying stage here that they do with the Monday Night Thunder League. And Terry Mason. And I want to present you kin to Perry Mason.
I have absolutely no idea.
Well, if he is, then it might be a mystery tonight that he could solve on how to get that doggone win and get this machine around this track tonight. Because I did a little bit of a little testing with this car, and what I learned was fourth gear probably is not the best way to get around here, because I'll tell you what, you can do it in third gear the whole entire time around this track.
Yeah, I'm not real sure. I've never driven anything here at New Smyrna. The earliest I can remember even attempting was maybe in a modified briefly back when I first started on iRacing, but other than that, I mean, I've never driven anything, especially not this car here. And to have such a big, powerful car at such a small racetrack is definitely going to make for some tight quarters for these drivers here this evening.
Yeah, absolutely. And I tell you what, Terry's out there saying, I wish I was kin to him. Yeah, no doubt. Well, right now, you have definitely got the mystery on how to get that machine around this track, because you right now holding on to the point in the qualifying as Terry's out there in the chat. We got Lowe out there in the chat, Robbie out in the chat. We had Dustin Old Phillips right there was talking. And as we're listening to Bradley Wilson here, Ryan, he's calling these trucks, I'm still on trucks, cars, out here one by one for this qualifying to get set here tonight. Man, you're right. We got 29 of these machines out here that are going to be storming around a very, very small track. And I tell you, I think we're going to see some bumper to bumper, wheel to wheel, slamming each other, and, guys probably doing some awesome gestures inside the cars. But nonetheless, it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, definitely is going to be exciting here tonight. I'm actually taking a look through the field as I'm watching these guys qualify, watching Kyle Weatherman take the point now in that number 10 car, but unfortunately for me, I don't actually see a number 10 on that car. He's driving a black car with what I can only assume is a black number, so I don't actually see that car number.
You're right, I don't either. And I think that's what it is a black car with a black number. So, nonetheless, hey, let me know how the sounds over there. Dummy me over here hit my dadgum slider on OBS while I was messing around and trying to get my level back to where I want it. Let me know how I sound, how the sound sounds on the game, how Ryan W. Daniels sounds. You know, sometimes I know a lot of y'all be like, hey, go ahead and mute him, but I can't do that. I'm a buddy. You know, he helps me out a lot. But I tell you what, Kyle Weatherman, he put it on point up there. So maybe he took some cues away there from old Terry Mason, man, and said, hey, what can I do here tonight? And he's got a heck of a looks like he's got a heck of a fast time there. So he put up a 17.232, so that's a pretty good time.
Yeah, beating anybody else by just about 4/100ths of a second right now. We still obviously have a few cars left to go. But definitely looking like the number 10 car, Kyle Weatherman, has put that machine down with a really, really good time.
White flag 96.
Absolutely. And this is the ARCA Series, folks. Oh, the 96 spins it.
Go ahead and roll 2.
Yeah, Eric Tesh not going to be happy with that one. That's going to be disappointing for that number 96 machine.
Well, I tell you what, that's what Eric Tesh, and that's a man I actually usually out here rooting for, you know, week in and week out. And I always kind of go, hey, look, I try to pick him, and it's usually a one I kind of pick there. Hey, I appreciate that, Robbie, man, nonetheless. Yeah, Eric Test's not going to be happy with that qualifying because he just lost it going around. But I don't know, Ryan, this is a short track. I don't know much about this track. I definitely don't know much about how these cars will act on this track. I will say this. It is an awful small track for big cars with this much power. And, man, I'm going to tell you, when you put that on this size track, look out.
Yeah, definitely not going to be a track that's going to be very easy to get around when you've got 29 really big stock cars working around a track that's basically designed for street stocks and late models and maybe even some modifieds.
Absolutely. I tell you what, I'm looking at the number 5 car. And his paint job's going in and out, in and out, in and out. Looks like a psychedelic Batman machine he's got going on there. So Trading Paint's supposed to be doing some updating or something, because I got a few cars out here still are white. And Trading Paint's just been one of those here lately that's like, you know.
Yeah, it's been a little wonky for me every now and again, too, as well, I have to be honest.
Checker flag 13.
Absolutely. And I tell you what, right now, Kyle Weatherman, the man on point, putting it out here tonight. So, I don't know.
Kyle Weatherman, congratulations.
Well,
tonight's pole sitter for the ARCA Series here at New Smyrna.
I believe that's it right there. With Matt Hoover putting in that time.
It is right now on point. We just heard it himself.
Racing walkout of the front row.
Right there. So let's see if we can get a real quick word with Kyle Weatherman. Kyle Weatherman, this is Joe White up in the booth. You got a copy? Kyle Weatherman, it's Joe White up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you there.
Well, Kyle, I tell you what, that's a heck of a time you put out there, 17.232. I mean, blistering pace around this track. I don't know much about this track, but I tell you what, it's going to be nonetheless exciting when all you cars fly around here, door to door, and as much power as these machines have with this short of a track. How'd that car feel going around here?
It's good. Like you said, it was fast. We got to complete 200 laps now, so got the qualifying deal all the way. Now we got to put 200 laps together and be there at the end, save tires, and be there at the end, keep the 4 fenders on it.
Well, absolutely. Nonetheless, congratulations for putting it on point on pole tonight, Kyle Weatherman. And I want to hats off to all the drivers out there. I tell you, I know these cars look pristine and look very beautiful. They probably, a lot of them won't look that way when you take them home tonight. But nonetheless, good luck, gentlemen. Let's have a good race. And we got the viewers out here that are definitely waiting for this awesome action around this track.
Boys, I wanted to hit on something that could have occurred in qualifying that I didn't cover. From now on, if you do wreck in qualifying, stay in until the end of qualifying, because if another car wrecks out and you're on the bubble, we will, if 2 cars wreck out and can't complete a lap, we're going to revert back to practice time.
All right, there we go. I don't know why that thing didn't want to mute on me there, Ryan. So, nonetheless, we are definitely getting set here to go green flag racing here tonight. Like they said, 200 laps, though, in the books are going to be put up here on this very short track.
Yeah, definitely 200 laps going to be very, very tough here tonight, I would say. I have to be honest, I don't anticipate this race going caution-free. I'm not saying it's going to be a total wreck fest, but I wouldn't suggest even for a second that this is going to be a necessarily caution-free race tonight here with so many cars and such a small track.
Well, and then it's short track racing. It's just like when you go to Martinsville, Bristol, New Hampshire, whatever. Those tracks, I mean, even the pros going in there, they understand that you're going into a short track, beating and banging style of affair. And, it's kind of one of those deals where it's like, hey, look, we know. So, but nonetheless, tonight, Kyle Weatherman, man, on point, is going to send these machines flying around here for 200 laps. And for the most part, that's going to be a quick 200 laps because it's very quick. And what's going on, Aiden? How you doing out there? And Waylon, how are you?
A lot of good people out in the chat tonight already, rolling people in, and we're not even quite into this race just yet.
Well, absolutely. And I tell you what, that's just a testament to the league here of the Monday Night Thunder. These guys, they bring in fans from all over. They have their family members watching and have a lot of the drivers watching and, a lot of the friends and everybody watching. And we enjoy it, too. And I definitely appreciate it. I know along with Ryan does, too, up here. And it's an honor to be able to bring it here at OSR Network here on YouTube, to be able to bring all of you this exciting racing for the next 3 days. Tonight, me and Ryan's going to call this action here for the Monday Night Thunder Arca Series. Check us out tomorrow night, Monday Night Thunder again for the Truck Series. Me and John Wimbush will be there tomorrow night. And as far as I know, I'll be there Tuesday night again for the Monday Night Thunder for their Xfinity Series with me and John Wimbush. So definitely 3 nights in a row here for this league. And then racing for a cause there on Wednesday night. So, and then, ours that we do on Thursday, Ryan, that we enjoy Thursday night, Extreme Motorsports actually we got fun race this week. So we're kind of off, but nonetheless, that's the one we do on Thursday. So full week ahead of us, full months ahead of us. We enjoy it every bit as we're getting set to go green flag racing, folks.
Yeah, definitely a lot of fun to be up here each and every, at least as often as I can be with you up here in this booth. I like being up here calling the races with you, Joe, as much as I like being out there in the car driving. So, definitely gonna miss being there tomorrow night because I do believe I have to work until around 10:30. So I don't know that I'll make it like I did last week, but I'll give it a try to maybe join you tomorrow night again for the Monday Night Thunder Truck Series again.
Good deal. Well, I'll tell you what, let's do a rundown right quick here of the grid tonight. The man on point, Kyle Weatherman right there, along with Austin M. Jones in second. Matt Hoover starting third. Terry Mason in fourth. Joshua Statford in fifth. Billy Hargrove right there in sixth. Kenneth Yance in seventh. David Haza in eighth, and I hope I pronounced that right. Clayton Kurtz right there in ninth. Corey Walters rounds the top 10. And I tell you what, Ryan, as we run through these set of cars out here, any one of these drivers here tonight could take this checkered flag home at any given time.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, definitely can't count out anybody here tonight. 29 position field for all these cars. Such a short track, it's going to be anybody's game, and cosmetic damage is not going to play that big a factor, I don't think, unless you really hurt your engine. So it's going to be a lot about saving tires and saving what you can of the car here in such a small bullring style track.
Well, absolutely. And you see, you talk about bull ring. We got a bunch of doggone bulls about to get set loose here around this track tonight, folks, as we're going to set 200 laps here at New Smyrna Raceway. I know I'm probably messing that up, but
Smyrna.
Okay, Smyrna. There you go, Smyrna. New Smyrna. And what's going on, John Wimbush? That 86 wants to go fast. Number 86. Let's see which one he is. Who's 86?
car, number 86, is Gerald West.
Okay, Gerald West. There we go. I think that's the one we know. Old John Wimbush out there talking about who's he's wanting to run for. Waylon out there talking about blindfolded.
I think he's talking about all the slow times. He said, slow times out there, they blindfolded.
Oh, well, I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know much about this track, and that's just not to say I just don't know much. I mean, I just don't know much about this track when it comes to what the cars can and can't do here. But nonetheless, that pace car's taking them around one more time here, Ryan, to get set to send these. I call these the kind of the medium-sized monster machines.
Yeah, well, obviously, I mean, on Iracing, as far as they go, this is the old Cup car. Then it became the Xfinity car, and now it's the K&N car / Arca car. So, these cars have been around here a long time, and this is kind of their niche, if you want to say. So, definitely going to be exciting this whole race.
Absolutely. It's here. Pace car's in. We're looking for the flag stand here. Right there we go. Matt Hoover and company are up front as they take them in the turn number 1, Ryan. They are stacked up 2 deep. Very respectful up front nonetheless.
Yeah, and that 2 car of Austin Jones got a great jump beating Kyle Weatherman through turns 1 and 2, and Kyle Weatherman's actually going to get passed by Matt Hoover here as they come out of turn 4 already. That number 10 car has fallen 2 spots here on the initial lap.
Yeah, he did. He got shuffled out a little bit as Austin M. Jones is taking off. They fan out single file up front. You got to go all the way back here to about the 8th and 9th spot before they are 2 deep or side by side right there. You see the number 62 and the number 818 there. And I tell you, very respectful racing going on here so far. And I think these guys know we got 200 laps, and they're going to be side by side. But look at them dueling it out back here in the pack.
Yeah, they're doing it at the back and at the front. 13 of Matt Hoover just kind of moved the 2 car of Austin Jones out of the way, and he's going to take the lead here.
Yeah, he is right now. Austin M. Jones is a man who just got knocked to the 2nd place. There's Matt Hoover is firing with all cylinders coming in here, taking the lead, folks. And I tell you what, right there, as you see, the number 13 machine's leading this one here. Kyle Weatherman's trying to power back, though, a little bit. And that number black machine that he has. And you got Joseph Stafford right there, Ryan. You got Terry Mason sitting in 5th. And right behind them, you got Kenneth Yance. And Kenneth Yance, he runs the Motor Sim Racing magazine. And I tell you, if you haven't read their issue number 1, go and check it out. It's run under caution here already.
Yes, we are. The 94 of Robbie Buckner. Looks like he might have gotten a little bit of help as they went through, I want to say, turn 3 here on lap 5 for that number 94 car.
All right, well, let's go back here on the replay and see if we can't get a shot of what happened to the 94 machine. Oh, you're right. Looks like him and the 69 just bumped into each other there a little bit, and that's short track, textbook short track right there. Kind of just one of those, no place to go. You kind of racing really hard and just got into each other there. But this track has a little apron to it, and looks almost like it's almost like USA. You get your wheels down on that apron, guess what? You can upset that car.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with you there. A lot of these short tracks do have that problem because of how flat they are. I mean, there really isn't all that much banking in these corners, so whenever it is that you touch the apron here on these types of tracks, you usually do get pretty loose and will likely spin out. So looks like a case of maybe the 94 just slowed down a little bit. The car behind him just maybe got in there a little bit hot, just tapped that left rear quarter panel. 94 went right around. Not too bad. He's only going to have lost a few spots there. It's definitely unfortunate for the 94 of Robbie Buckner, but still going to be able to continue on in this race. And, hey, who knows? Might be able to come in, get 4 fresh tires, and get out there and maybe even compete for the win later on tonight.
Well, absolutely. He's got 200 laps to do it in. A lot of time, plenty of time to do it here. And, no harm, no foul. Definitely can be able to get back up there and get up front, like you just said, get some tires and fuel and get this thing underway and going for him as in caution number 1 here tonight for the Monday Night Thunder Arca Series here at New Smyrna. Is that right?
Smyrna.
You know what? I'm going to be messing that up all night long. I can already tell that.
Come on, you can do it. I believe in you.
Well, you heard it first here, folks. Ryan W. Daniels said he believes in me. So, there you go.
Ain't that all that matters, that we as broadcasters believe in each other?
Absolutely. And I tell you, well, that's what it's about. I tell you what, have some fun up here. And these guys put on the show. They did last week at Daytona. Ryan, I tell you, it was a thriller. And anything like last week, it's going to be awesome here this week also. As lights off on the pace car, we're going to get to set. We're going to see if that Matt Hoover can get another heck of a jump there. As tell you what, let's try to ride along here inside with old Kyle Weatherman and see what he sees when the pace car goes off into the pit road here, and that Birdsey construction machine in front of him, Matt Hoover, takes off, gets a heck of a start, but Kyle Weatherman right there with him as we're riding on the inside.
Yeah, good restart there by the 13 of Matt Hoover. He's obviously going to maintain that lead spot as I'm riding on board like you were with Kyle Weatherman here, who has fallen into the third spot now, and I'm kind of scrolling through the field. It's still a double file behind him as the number 10 car of Kyle Weatherman is actually going to get past to the inside by the 42 of Joseph Stafford.
Well, I tell you what, they are wheel to wheel and door to door right there. Joseph Stafford and Kyle Weatherman, and you're right, Smyrna. There we go. John out there helping me out a little bit. You know, hey, look, get that southern accent. It gets in my way every once in a while. But I tell you what, let's get a good wide shot here because there's so much action going on this track here. Here, Ryan, I tell you, we got battles going on up front. We got battles going on in the back. It's just a lot of stuff. And caution flags out.
Yes, it is. I'm trying to scroll through the field, trying to see what happened there. It's the 94 of Robbie Buckner again. This time, looks like he's got a heck of a lot more damage to that number 94 car. Looks similar to the last accident, if I'm honest. It was going into turn 3 on his lap 13.
All right, well, tell you what, here we go. Let's watch him right here as he goes in. There we go. He's going into the turn. And yeah, it just came around on him. And also the number 11 machine in front spun also in front of him. So I don't know if it's just one of them. He checked up thinking that the cars in front of him, he was going to run into him. And he checked up a little bit too much. And hey, it is what it is there. Hey, you're right, Waylon.
Yeah, definitely unfortunate there for the 94 again, not having the night he wanted to, as now he's got quite a bit of front-end damage, too, to the front of that number 94 Budweiser machine. But I did also see you were right. I looked at the 11 and the 31 might have gotten into each other just in front of him. Very similar to what happened with the 94 on the last caution.
Yeah, absolutely. And I tell you what, old Robbie not having the best of nights that he wants right there, but nonetheless, there, caution number 2 here, lap 16. And, you know, this is what makes an admin of the series pull their hair out. But it's what makes all the viewers out here go, man, this is what we like to see. Short track, beating and banging excitement, man. We love it. These guys out here, they're door to door, wheel to wheel, and it's just awesome. So, I don't know. I'm enjoying it so far, even though we're on lap 17.
Oh, yeah, definitely a good race so far. I mean, we're seeing a lot of close side-by-side racing. You know, I'm sure some of these drivers are not wanting to fall into the old cautions, breed cautions thing here, and they certainly don't want to see that. But you know, it's very early in this race. We've only had 2 cautions, both for just some minor spins, really. And that's one of the problems with this track. We've talked about it in some of our other broadcasts where we have such big tracks where when you spin off on the course and you get down in the apron, the caution will typically not come out because somebody is on the apron. This track is so small, I really don't believe that makes any difference at all because of how close you get to the racing surface. So it's going to be very tough for these guys not to have just a single car spin and then, you know, not have the caution come out, unfortunately.
Well, absolutely. And I tell you what, Waylon out here, he's tracking me up. They're talking about, did we find Bigfoot yet? Well, we'll get old Terry Mason after it. How's that? He's a private eye out here right now. He's running 4th. and he's trying to figure out the secret of how do I get around these guys up front here, because I'm going to tell you what, these dudes are just stacking them up, wheeling them around this track very heavily. It's lights off on that pace car again, Ryan. We're about to set to go back. Green flag racing again here at New Samara, and if I mispronounce it again, I'm going to just keep trying, and we'll get it by the end of 200 laps.
Yeah, definitely going to be exciting here as we're coming to the restart there.
Yeah, we are. Green flags in the air there, 2 by 2. Ryan, need to wake up, man. What, you still asleep on me?
No, I'm good. I got a very strange email all of a sudden that I was just happened to notice on my phone. It was panicky. I think it's one of those, might actually be one of those fake virus emails that I'm actually quite concerned about. But back to the race here, riding on board, I am with the 77, your former teammate Cody West here, who's worked his way up into the top 15.
Yes, he is, up around the 14th spot, and I tell you what, they are stacked up, man, up front, stacked up in the back. Folks, I tell you, that's short track racing right here. As let's get a view from the eye in the sky here, as they are single file up front, Ryan, but nonetheless, you got to go back here into the back about 8th, 9th, 10th spot. I mean, look at these cars wheeling them around here, door slamming each other. I mean, this is short track excitement.
Yeah, definitely. We're seeing a lot of good side-by-side action here, back right around the 10th spot or so. A lot of guys battling for position, just switching lanes, trying to figure out is the top where you want to be, at the bottom where you want to be. It looks like the bottom, though, right now is definitely the preferred line around this track, but who knows, this track could upper end, maybe even the middle or slightly upper groove could come into play later on, Joe, especially with tire wear coming into effect.
And it could. We get a good long green flag run right now as we're at lap 25 here. We're heading to lap 25 of 200. They're just knocking them off really very, very quickly right now as we see these cars. I mean, up front, they're about single file, but back here in 8th, 9th, and 10th, they are definitely mixing it up back here. I tell you, it's just a lot of action to keep up with here. A short track. Nonetheless, that's what we like seeing. And you were talking about Cody West. Still in that 14th spot, that number 77, good wrench machine.
Yes, he is. That sort of throwback to the old Kevin Harvick paint scheme there that he's got going. Looking really good in that 77 car. Right now is Cody West. As you said it, he's up to 14th spot now. Cody started 19th up to 14th and just methodically trying to work his way through this field. But you know, can't say enough. We talked about Matt Hoover obviously a lot over the past couple weeks at Daytona, whether it was the Clash or even last week. Both times Matt Hoover has put himself in the right place at Daytona. Now that was in a truck obviously, and much different from this track to Daytona. Can Matt Hoover put it all together here tonight as well?
Well, I tell you what, and there goes the 14 machine, just went for a ride, folks. I believe that was 14. It looked like it was. Actually,
I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, it was a green style car. It looked like 14 on the side. Oh, we got a big wreck, though.
I believe the car that you saw was the 74, and I'm trying to get an eye on that big crash there.
Yeah, I see it right here. We're watching it live here, Ryan. That was a huge one. That started up there in front with the 9 machine there, the David B. Hill. So let's go back. But we were watching that one live as I was looking through here. Kenneth Janssen then was involved with that one. But tell you what, that was a heck one. And you go ahead and coin your phrase on that one.
That's the one thing I like to call pile up in turn 4.
Absolutely it was, and that was a huge one right there as they just kept collecting car after car. I mean, it's just guys were trying to slow down, and the more they were trying to slow down, the more they just kept wham, bam, right into each other. So, huge wreck here in the middle of the field.
Yeah, definitely a big crash there. A lot of guys involved in that. Thankfully, now I'm not sure, and correct me if I'm wrong, Joe, do they have fast repairs here in this league?
They do. They do have one.
All right. Well, we know that some of those guys might be needing to use it after that one, but certainly, again, as I mentioned, earlier on, I would say I don't necessarily believe that a fast fix is entirely necessary if you've got some damage, because really cosmetic damage is not going to affect you too much at a track like this.
Well, absolutely not. I tell you what, see if we can't real quick.
Correct, and it turned the car right.
Well, they're talking. I was going to get a word with the 22 before we go back because we had to be real quick here. Cautions go by very quickly to get a word in with someone.
Green, boys.
Billy Hargrove, is Joe White on the booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy, Joe, but this is his son, DJ.
All right, well, I tell you what, what's going on, man? How's that car feel? I know you just got caught up in that big one right there real quick, but you think you'll be able to get that thing back up front, currently right now in 14th position?
The car feels pretty good, man. It's a slow track. I think we can get back up front. We just got to take our time when we do it.
All right, well, good deal. I tell you what, gentlemen, hey, it's a short track excitement out here so far. The viewers out here are loving it, and I know the admins are, as always, they'll be like, I'm pulling my hair out. But nonetheless, you guys are putting on the show so far. Keep it up, and I like I said, we know the cars aren't going to be pristine at the end of it, but nonetheless, hey, good job, and good luck up there up front. All right, Ryan, well, I'll tell you what, we just got a little word there with Billy, and wanted to see how he was doing, and, man, it's a tough one out there right now.
Yeah, definitely a very tough race to this point, you know, and actually we were talking before the last caution, we were talking about Cody West. He actually stayed out here. Cody West is going to be the new leader with Gerald West to his right side. David Heisen, the 62, is going to be in third, and William Smith is actually going to be in fourth.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm looking at the chat out there. There's, what's they eating out there talking about don't tell Joe. But anyways, nonetheless, we're about to go back. Green flag. I tell you what, look at that 77 of Cody West. Man, he blasts to the front there. He's got Gerald West right there behind him as he gets a heck of a run. Oh, and the 88. Man.
Wow.
Boy, I tell you what, we got to go and watch it. That was Daryl Ricketts, and man, we got another pile up.
Yeah, can you say pile up hype so far? I mean, that 86 car, he just got loose, overcorrected, snapped right to the right, and when that thing hit the wall, there was nowhere for anyone to go. A lot of cars wrecked there. The 12 car was involved, the 23, the 69. As we mentioned, obviously, the 86 of Gerald West. A lot of cars involved in that one there is pile up in turn 1 and 2.
Well, absolutely. And I tell you what, we're watching right here. I'm trying to see who actually started that one. That was an 80-something.
86. It was right, the driver in second.
Okay. I knew it was 80 there. Okay, driver in second. Let's go back, watch that again. And Waylon's out there asking that question. Well, I'll just say this. If she is, I tell you what, that was a heck of a wreck. So there you go.
My mom don't watch the stream. She has no interest.
Well, we're watching this replay right here real quick. That 88, he got loose and bam. Boy, I tell you, he hit that wall with hard impact. And it's lucky that was not a bigger crash than what it was, because he did that right in front of the field. So very good awareness by the whole drivers here to be aware that that car snapped and smashed into that wall.
Yeah, that 86 car, Gerald West there, obviously used it a very tough hit. To me, it just looks like maybe he got in the corner a little bit hot. Back end looks like he was about to step out. He overcorrected to the right. When he did, and that grip caught in on those tires, that car just took a straight line right to the wall. Very, very hard hit for that 86 machine of Gerald West, and very unfortunate as he was running, you know, I want to say he was running second or third, somewhere in that range on that restart. Thought probably, you know, take the track position, be able to continue on and have a good run, and unfortunately couldn't even make it through the first corner.
Yeah, well, you know, that might be another thing we're looking at. Tires might be in the awesome premium here and whatnot, and I just get cracked up. Some of those things, they stay out there in the chat. But nonetheless, this track and this race so far is breeding what we call cautions breed cautions, and that is definitely what we're seeing. Short track, wheel to wheeling, and these guys just beating and banging and showing us what it's all about.
You know, these guys in the chat are, I love each and every one of them, but they are working themselves into a class of people that I like to qualify as scum. And
let's believe it respectable. Oh,
No,
now.
no, no, no. I don't mean scum as in a negative term. They're just the greatest scum of all time. Because we are the owner of security consulting and urban management here at Scum Unit. They are just the type of people that I like to work with there. As we're going to the restart.
That's it. Green flag in the air, and Cody West wastes no time getting out front, but they are stacked up behind them. Matt Hoover says, look, Cody, I'm coming after you up front there, and I definitely want to take that back from you. As I got the Birchie's Construction, I got a bunch of equipment in my back of my trunk here, and believe me, man, you might have a good wrench service there. I got the tools that you need, and they get together.
Oh! Oh, wow.
Man.
Oh.
Right? Wow. That's all I got to say about that one. I'm going to tell you, after this one, the Birchie Construction Machine and the Good Wrench Service people are both going to be in the back there with their hammers and wrenches and probably be a flying all over the place after that one there, because there's not going to be any love lost between those two teams after they see this replay.
Yeah, that was just, I don't know how to feel about that one. I mean, that was, I'll take short track racing, but the 13 really dove it in there. And I'll bet Cody West was not expecting that at all. And then he just gets hit by the 59, the what looked like the 02 there, very hard, very unfortunate for the 77, and just, I don't know if maybe the 13 just kind of wheel hopped it getting in there or what happened, but definitely drove it in there about 3 lanes deep from quite a distance back.
You know what? And I'm hoping all the viewers out here, I was about to say, I hope all the viewers back there is loving this. And actually, Mark just says, this is awesome. You know, like we said, the admins are sitting up here going, you got to be kidding me. Really, guys, chill out. But, man, y'all viewers and myself, Ryan, up here calling this action, we're just sitting here going, man, this is short track, Saturday night, beating and banging the doors off of these things, and that's what they're doing each and every lap here. So, wow, I'm loving every minute of it so far.
Yeah, me too. I mean, this is a lot of fun right now. Just reading some of the chat. Aiden Young saying that's similar to a move he pulled last night in the race he and I were in that ended in quite a bit of controversy. Made some apologies today after what happened last night. I did formal apologies, and you know, just getting crazy here tonight at New Smyrna already, though.
Yeah,
I
no
thought it was
doubt.
going to be short track with some tempers. We might have some tempers. This stuff continues on like that.
Well, absolutely. I tell you what, that's why I got the chat, man, knocked off. I hate to see what the radio chatter is right now. These guys out here are beating the doors off of each other. I mean, there's not going to be anything. As we see Matt Hoover, he's getting an EOL over that one. And, you know, that's admin's discretion. You know, I mean, hey, it is what it is, and nonetheless. But, hey, what's going on, DJ, Waylon, Mark? I tell you what, look, Mark out there talking about do it again. Well, he's like, man, I love the demo derby.
You know, I will say, I've always wanted to have a league where on like an off week or a fun run week, they almost did like that 8-track thing just to see who would be left. no laps, just a time limit. Whoever's the best car left at the end of 10 minutes or something's the winner.
Well, I tell you what, man, Mark said it's not as good as a banana and manna sandwich, but I'm going to tell you what, I love hammy ham sandwiches, and right now these guys are slapping these cars around, man, harder than some bunch of doggone bananas and hammies. But hey, right now we're about to set to go back green flag, and Kyle Weatherman, man, shoots out of there and takes off, and behind him, they are stacked up 2 deep behind him, Ryan.
Yeah, they are side by side, basically all the way back, all the way through the field as of right now. Taking a look back here, I'm riding with the 72, is looking to the inside of, I want to say, I'm trying to get an idea who that is there. Oh my. And I just lost it because these positions change so quickly on these restarts.
Man, yeah, they do. These guys are just all over the place.
Yeah, oh, there it is, the 74. I'm sorry. Okay, so the number 72, who actually just got turned.
Man.
Wow, man.
Tell you what, that's Kenneth Johnson. Holy cow, when I went to him, Oh, a lot of tore up race cars. Oh, I'm telling you. Any of these guys are going to have to auction off these cars. They're going to have to auction them off as parts cars.
Yeah, just a bit.
All right, now we're riding along with Kenneth Yance just to see what happens in that Motor Sim magazine machine and the number 72 right there. And he looks like, I don't know, there might look like a little bit of net code involved right there between him and that 74. Kind of looked really, but I'll tell you what, Ryan, when there's a wreck, and then look at him, he just bulldozing his way through those cars, man. You can already feel the electricity and the tempers already heating up here going, really, guys? Man, we know it's short track racing, but wow, exciting for us, aggravating for them.
Yeah, definitely. I'm trying to get a list of some of the cars that were involved there. The 74, the 31, the 77 again, unfortunately. The 72, obviously. The 13 of Matt Hoover, the 88. Who else here?
Yeah, a lot of tore up cars.
Yeah, a lot of cars there. The 88 of Kenneth Yance, I believe, right? No, I'm sorry, that's the 72. The 88 of Daryl Ricketts. Matt Hoover, I think even Eric Tesh might have got, Eric Tesh got a big piece of it, the 62, the 23, the 11 car, at least another 10 or maybe even more cars there. Again, just unfortunate for all of these drivers here, just trying to survive at this point and just continuing to have a very rough night for some of these drivers here.
Well, absolutely, and I tell you what, Waylon out there said, I hate to see the repair bill for after tonight's race. Well, I tell you what, these guys better have some very gracious sponsors because, man, they are doing what we love to see at short tracks. And I consider these tracks like this, Ryan, more along the line of your Saturday night style tracks, like your Bowman Grays and, which would be near me. I mean, there's several of them, South Boston style tracks, more your Saturday night style tracks. And this is what you come to custom to see at those tracks. Unfortunately, but you do see a lot of beating and banging going on at those style tracks.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like what we mentioned before, too. I mean, basically, this is what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a track that's, like, smaller than Bristol and smaller than Martinsville, with corners that are a little bit wider than Martinsville, but pretty equally as slow.
And more banking.
Yeah, a little bit more banking.
A lot of banking in Martinsville now. That flat track.
Oh yeah, I'm well aware. I mean a little bit less banking than probably Bristol, at least the modern Bristol now. There's quite a bit less banking, but just you're basically putting the old Cup car on a track that's smaller than Bristol. You just watched a bunch of trucks get around there. Now you're watching what is essentially on iRacing the old Cup car do this. So it's very, very tight quarters, and I'm thinking that's what it has to do with a lot of these crashes as of right now as we're coming back to the restart.
Absolutely, and we're going to get a good look here for the flags. And look at Kyle Weatherman. He gets a heck of a jump back out front again as we see these cars just fly past the stand there. They're too deep behind them. Let's see how long this one goes. I'm going to tell you what, we're going to start taking bets. Where's John Wimbus at up there? He loves over-under stuff. We've got to start taking bets on what lap you think the next caution's coming out here, because these guys, it don't matter. They are still out here being very aggressive, wheeling these machines around, Ryan, and are just putting them in places. Man, that is just exciting.
Lap 61.
Lap 6. All right, well, Ryan said lap 61. I'll go with the more, and I'll say lap 75.
Okay, that's fair. All
right, well, hey, man, what's going on? Dave, man, Dre Broadcast out there, man. Guys, check them out Tuesday and Wednesday night, StreamMotorsports99.com, man, for the Truck and Xfinity Series. What's going on there, Dre, man? How'd your race go tonight? Hope it went well. This is round 2 for OSR Network tonight. We had an awesome race earlier on, USRL, at Bristol Speedway there in the Truck Series with Dustin Phillips and company up there. Now we're here at the Monday Night Thunder, and I'm up here with Ryan W. Daniels calling it an exciting ARCA race so far. A short track, a new Samira track, and I tell you what, this place has brought out the best of driving and I don't know what else. Wheel to wheel and style banging of series here.
Yeah, definitely. And some of these guys are taking that ARCA phrase in this division a little bit too seriously, using some of them ARCA brakes here with some of these cautions with the pile-ups we've seen.
Nice, I tell you what. Well, Dre, I talking about, he just got done with a Dover race. That is awesome, man. I tell you, right now these guys are putting on a clinic out here. They got a lot of beat up, bashed up cars. A lot of them looking like a bunch of bulldogs in the front nose, and a lot of them look like a darn pug dogs in the rear. But nonetheless, I mean, they got some tore up machines out here as we're seeing them come through. But hey, you don't need all the fenders in a track this short. But it sometimes helps, especially if you want to get out there and start beating and banging with somebody.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm actually watching the battle right now between, I believe it's the 22 and the 13. Probably the best battle on the track. There's about 8 cars right in a group there, all battling for position.
Well, I tell you what, you're talking about that battle, and heck, I'm a little further back here in the back. They're battling wheel to wheel, and they got about 4 or 5 cars. There's so much action going on here, Ryan. Let's take us up to the Goodyear cam here. That's going to get us over the track. Because, man, I tell you, back here in the back, these guys, like you said, up front, they're door to door. They're door to door in the back. Who knows where to look?
Yeah, it's very tough right now, and I'm seeing Waylon Lamb's cheating a little bit with the over-under here on the scores. We're past lap 61, so I lost. Next closest one that I saw was 69, and I forget who said that.
I said 75.
Aaron Friend, that's who said 69. And Aaron, I'm just going to say, if that was just a guess, good for you. If you're using that in another term, you're a very, very dirty person.
Well, I tell you what. Well, we got to keep it clean on that end, nonetheless. So it's not like the race I did last night, Ryan. Don't know if anybody got to see that, but we had the Black Cat car in second place and the Vagisil car in third place. So we had the Vagisil car running down the Cat car. You take that and run with it, and y'all think how you want to think. But anyways, back to the action here at New Smyrna. I tell you what, these guys been very respectful. I took a bunch of cautions here at the beginning here now. They are still, though, battling very hard, though. I mean, there's no place hardly on this track that you can't see any cars door to door wheeling around this place.
Yeah, side-by-side action a lot of the way through this field, and it's actually, this is the longest green flag run I believe that we had, not to jinx it now, but I believe this is the longest one we've had up to this point now, as a lot of these guys are starting to see, as for example, the 77 of Cody West had so much damage he did have to use that faster pair already in this race, and now he seems to just be trying to take it easy, working his way through the field here as he's worked his way back to the 15th, now looking at the 14th spot, trying to get around the 94 car on the outside here.
Well, absolutely. When my wife was bringing me something to eat, she went to the Waffle House, y'all. Anybody out there love Waffle House?
I don't have Waffle. Oh, we got a spinner in 3.
Uh-oh. What? Yellow flag? Well, I said lap 75. What number?
We're at 69. Whoever said 69 is our winner.
Actually, we're at lap 72, Ryan.
Oh, what? Oh, I'm sorry. It was a car that was on lap 69. I'm sorry. It was the 818 car of, oh boy, Derek Robinson. Yeah, the 818 car going into turn 1.
Well, let's go back and watch him here. I tell you what, I think he was the car last time. He has that guy on the top of his car, on top of his hood, and I told him, I said, man, hope you don't hit nothing to hurt the poor guy's head. Looks like he already has. I tell you what, they were door to door back here in that 818 car. And let's see what happens. 75 machine's right there on his back deck lid. And let's see if maybe there's any contact or anything right here. They were racing pretty hard back there. So still ain't seen anything yet. But tell you what, they said, oh, yep, he looked like he checked up a little bit. 75 got in the back, and just one of those short track deals where no place to go. But nonetheless, that caution came out at lap 72. So that's kind of almost split the difference between my 75 and the 69, so to speak.
Yeah, pretty close. I was actually looking through the chat to see if anyone said lap 71 that, I'd have to say Waylon Lamb would win by technicality because I didn't see anybody else post it. However, I don't know that I want to be as generous to Waylon only because he set a new lap every single lap that we had.
Yeah, Waylon, his don't count.
Well, then I guess it's whoever gets closest to 71.
Well, nonetheless, I'm going to tell you what, it has been an exciting. We did get a little bit of a long green flag run right there. And Dre, hey, I appreciate it, man. I've had a lot of compliments on the logo, and actually today I sent off and just had a sticker made of my logo. So something I can put on the side of the car, and probably going to think about doing some bulk ones and maybe just start giving them away out here. And so everybody may can have one if they ever want one, so that'd be awesome. But Matt Hoover.
I hope you send me one.
Sure, I can send you one. No problem. No big deal. Like I say, I get a few of them made up and whatnot. I'm looking at maybe some shirts and stuff. Just a lot of stuff. You know, hey, I'm not here to, you know, like I said, first and foremost, Ryan, I love doing this. It's fun. I love it because the leagues are here. I love, man, the viewers out there, and I love that they are loving racing like this because this is exciting. And I'm very appreciative that, you know, my wife lets me do this, and I'm just very thankful for everything. So, not here. I tell you what, if we get another caution, which probably will, I'll get a interview with Matt Hoover. You got to look, our cautions go by so fast here. I have to really watch on the interviews. But nonetheless, back to green flag. And now you're talking about Matt Hoover shoots out there, Ryan. And he's got Jess Mason and Kyle Weatherman right there behind him. They're stacked up 2 deep.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. We've seen the accidents, and there's another one down the front straightaway, or back straightaway. Oh, and they're still wrecking going into 3.
Go ahead and say it.
Pile up, turn 3.
But, man, you know, put some more enthusiasm into that now.
Pile up in turn 3.
There you go, man. I tell you, it's going to become the theme of the night, I think, folks. Unfortunately, I know the admins don't want to hear that or see it, but that actually it could have been a lot worse than what it was here. So we're watching her riding along with Kyle Weatherman, who was up front there, who was involved in that wreck, and it just looked like him and the 74, and man, a slew of cars. That was just a mess on a highway right there, and wow. What do you say?
I don't even know, man. This is just craziness, and unfortunately, this kind of what I'm starting to see is in this race, it's beginning to have that feel like almost it's going to take quite a few of these cautions before we see like a long green flag run. It's going to take some of these cars getting to the point of damage where they're basically out of the race in order to be able to continue, because, you know, it's going to shorten up the amount of cars on the track, giving people a bit more room.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, let's try to get a word in with Matt Hoover here. Matt Hoover's Joe White up in the booth. You got a copy?
Gotcha, Joe.
Well, Matt, you got a little bit of fan club out here and the viewers, and they wanted to get a talk with you. How's that car feeling out there? I know right now it seems like you're out there dodging bullets everywhere, but that to me looks more like Saturday night short track excitement that we're watching here. And I'm going to tell you what, guys, with that note said, I know Brad and company's up there going, you got to be kidding me. The viewers out here are loving it. But back to the question I was asking you there, Matt, how's that car feeling?
Feels all right, Joe. Making sure that I hit my brake points, and should be all right, man. Hopefully stay up here at front.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, looking good up there up front nonetheless. Guys, I'll tell you what, you know, I know there's probably some tempers are flaring and probably some patience being thrown out the window or through the gas tank or whatever, but hey, look, you got these viewers out here ecstatic, man, and they are loving this excitement y'all putting on. It just reminds them of good old Saturday night beating and banging, door-to-door wheeling style racing. So, nonetheless, good job so far, man. Keep it up. Bring them home in one piece if you can. And I'll see you later on. Well, I'll tell you what, Ryan, there you go, man. Matt Hoover says he's just trying to hit his breaking points to try to bring this thing home in one piece. And that's been the theme that we've seen, one piece.
Yeah, you know, it is going to be, and this is going to sound redundant to say, but it's going to be the guy who takes the best care of his car, really, at the end of this race is going to be the one who wins, because really right now with all the crashes we're seeing, it's going to be about basically wreck avoidance. And, you know, as of right now, a lot of tire conservation isn't really coming into handle because with all these cautions, these guys aren't having to save a lot of tires or fuel at this current time.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, Matt Hoover's under a lot of pressure there by Joseph Stanford, and that number 42 machine is riding along here with Austin M. Jones. Hey, you're right, Waylon. We're chatting up a cool breeze up here in the booth, and that's what we like calling it, the booth. So, and another yellow flag.
And Joseph Stafford actually crashed after the caution came out.
I saw that. I don't know what might have happened.
It looks like he just got loose. I was riding on board with his car, and I just happened to see it. What brought out the caution, it was actually coming out of turn 2. It looks like the 31 and the 69 just might have either barely made contact or a little bit of net code, and a couple of cars there got caught up in that. But that's very peculiar as to what happened to Joseph Stafford.
I'm wondering if this track's just breeding. And you're right. We're watching the wreck right here. Is a 31 just spun 69. Oh man, that 69 came right back up on the track. Very, man, I tell you what, hats off to the drivers there getting slowed down. That could have been bad, worse than what it was right there. But I just wonder if this track, man, and tires are just breeding, being very. You know what? Man, what I said before the race started. These guys at this track, they do not have to go into 4th gear. They can stay in 3rd gear the whole entire time. I'm wondering if guys in 3rd gear, that motor staying up there revved up very high. And we're seeing a lot of wrecks as they're coming off the turns and when they're bringing that power back down. I'm wondering if they're anticipating that thing being in 3rd gear like that and revving that motor and it's spinning these tires very easily.
That is definitely very possible because we have mentioned it now multiple times, is that these are the old Cup cars, so it could definitely be that a lot of horsepower is getting to those rear wheels. Now, obviously, iRacing has tuned down the engines to make them more like the K&N cars nowadays, but for all intents and purposes, these are the original Cup Series cars.
Absolutely. And when I say they're in 3rd gear, I mean, you imagine taking your truck, yanking it in 3rd gear, which actually we had a race several weeks ago. You had to yank down in 3rd, but you had to be very easy coming on that gas, coming off the turn. So the same principle applies here. You can't just come off that turn mashing it to the floor like a lot of these guys probably would want to. I think that's what we're starting to see here, Ryan. A very hot track, and it's starting to maybe be a little slick. And obviously, in 3rd gear, you're going to put down pretty much about all the power that motor can because it's a different gear, different ratio, and it's going to make it very much faster, more of an accelerated style. So throttle control, definitely, and I think that's what we're seeing. Guys are spinning the wheels and losing the rear ends of these cars.
Yeah, I mean, definitely have to agree with you there. It could definitely be that these guys are in 3rd gear, putting that power down and just spinning those tires just a little bit because obviously it's like you said, you even had a spin out in that race you were talking about because of that very reason.
Yep.
I did not in that race only because I stayed in 4th gear the entire time. So I never bothered shifting, just trying to save my car. And, when I kind of figured that the people were shifting and that was causing people to get loose off the corners, I just decided that was the way to go. And I didn't even realize we were back to green. I apologize.
Well, that's fine. Actually, right there, Matt Hoover jumps out front of Austin M. Jones. They are stacked up almost 3 wide behind him. I tell you what, it still hasn't slowed these guys down with all these cautions. And the 77's around.
Hard hit by Cody West, and he's on his roof.
Man, yeah, it was. And I tell you what, you want to talk about pile-up hype right there. Was a huge one coming into the turn. And nonetheless, man, let's go back on replay. I tell you, I know, I hate to bring it up already, but I know the admins are probably looking at this going, you've got to be kidding me, man. These guys have got to calm down here. I mean, because right now, as we're watching, and 77 just lost it. And I'm going to tell you what, man, I tell you, whew, wow, 22's on his roof, 77's on his roof. He lost it in that turn, and that's what we're seeing, right? I got a feeling these track conditions, with them being in 3rd gear, I got a feeling on old tires, this is what it's doing to these guys, because that is what several times there we have seen guys just lose it going in and the middle coming off of the turn.
Yeah, and it's definitely unfortunate because I believe that will end the night now for Cody West in that 77, as he had already used his fast repair. So that's at least going to take him out of contention for this win. And as of right now, only the top 12 cars are actually on the lead lap after all these cautions.
Absolutely. Till we get done with here, we might have 2 cars left. But, I mean, we'll decide a winner here before it's over. And the man out front there, Matt Hoover, I tell you, let me just try to get a... see if we can't get a talk here. Let's go David A. Levine. David A. Levine, is Joe White in the booth? Got a copy?
Judah Green.
David Levine, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, buddy. Sorry about that.
Sorry, David, real quick here. I'm going to tell you what, I drove this car earlier. I noticed when I drove it, I really didn't get out of third gear. And we're noticing a lot of these cautions, the guys are just losing it in the turn coming off. Could that third gear, along with the track condition, be playing a factor in how this car is handling around here?
Yeah, Joe, I think you're right. It could be. You know, it's just because it's a night race don't mean the track's pretty slick, which it is. And if you're downshifting to third, getting in the corner, you're up high in that torque band, up high in the power band, and you're going to loop it every time. So yeah, I've been using fourth and braking early, letting it roll through the center, and getting back to power early, and trying to make that straightaway as long as I possibly can.
All right, well, I appreciate it, David, and I'm going to let y'all guys get back to green flag racing here. Good luck, gentlemen. Tell you what, right there you go, Ryan. That's what I probably thought. Some guys are definitely using the old, want to stay in fourth, but some are shifting it into third and knocking it down. And when they do, it's just like what we said at Gateway. Gateway, when you go into third, you come out. You got to be very careful with it. And I think that's what's causing some of these issues here.
Yeah, I definitely agreed. As I'm actually watching now Matt Hoover, who has gotten, you know, obviously he's worked his way back to the lead, been there for a little while now, and is pulling away from Austin Jones again here, as Jones has been a constant up at the front as well here so far tonight in this race.
Well, you got a hornet's nest back here for the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th spot here as they are stacked up side by side. That'll be the 42 machine of Joseph Daniel and the number 9 of Daniels. David's right there. Eric's there. Eric Tess is in there, the 42. Man, I'm going to tell you what. Wow. Hats off to Joseph right there. I don't know if you saw that, Ryan, but boy, he held on to it. And I know if that didn't wake him up, or somebody says, hey, look, I need a coat now, he's definitely probably going to need one now.
Yeah, that was definitely a great job by the driver of the 42 there, Joseph Stafford.
Absolutely. And I tell you what, right now, these guys are looking pretty respectful here as they come by the flag stand here, roaring around here. I tell you, they've calmed down maybe just a little bit here, but nonetheless, Joseph right there, wheel to wheel, dooring it around there with the number 62 and the number 86 there. As man, we got a lot of tore up race cars out there, and they all just look like, and 42's in the wall hard.
Yeah, he definitely caught a piece of that concrete as they came off of turn 4. He's working back here with a lot of these cars that have seen their better days. They're seeing quite a few cars back here that are pretty tore up. And I'll be honest, the cleanest car on the track, I kind of mentioned it before, the cleanest cars are the ones that are up front. The first one obviously being the 13 of Matt Hoover and that Birdie's construction machine with the number 2 just behind him of Austin Jones.
Aiden out there talking about I'm probably going crazy. Actually, I glance over to the chat every once in a while. IU Dave says, wow, got several contenders for the crash of the night. Yeah, I tell you what, that Aiden talking about he had help. I don't know. We had to worry about Aiden sometimes. That boy, man, he comes up with weird stuff.
I don't know what you're seeing. My chat keeps like stopping.
I don't know. They're talking about something, but nonetheless, right now, it's a heck of a race here that's going on. Matt Hoover definitely in charge of this one. And they're yelling again. And, oh, man, that's the 42 machine. And I tell you, he was on edge the whole entire time.
Oh, and did the 13 get involved? I saw him spin for a brief second.
Well, let's see here. Let's rewind it back. I saw several other cars right there sideways. I tell you what, the 42 was having little handling problems for a while as he was back there battling with a bunch of beat-up cars. He was just trying to hold on to that Axe Coca-Cola machine. And let's see if he just lost it. I mean, you know, it's been a theme all night long. Guys getting into the turn, they're just losing it. Oh, it looks like the 02 machine just wheel-hopped. And looks like the 5 involved, 24, 23, and the 13. No, the 13 actually, wow. I'll tell you what, he slammed on the brakes and got through that. There at the end, we just saw it.
Yeah, a lot of torn up cars again there after that one. Trying to keep tabs on everybody. I've got a DJ Billy Hargrove in the chat here asking how the 22's doing. Billy, the 22 is currently running in the, I can't actually see the position. I want to say 14th spot, 1 lap down.
Yep. I just went to him right there in the Pennzoil machine for him. You're right, running in a 14th spot there, 1 lap down. He's right behind Kenneth Yance there, who is in 13th. Well, actually, he just moved up because I think Kenneth Yance just went to the pits. Actually, he's moved up again to 12th. So, hey, there you go. Billy is sitting in the 12th. And then I think DJ said something about, now, remind me again, because, you know, I'm an old guy. And even though I might read it, I'm not as young as Ryan. Ryan, he's got that mind of steel and all that. Me, mine is just, I got the mind of a sponge or something. Yeah, mud. That's about it. But anyways, you know, it might get wet and it absorbs stuff, but then it dries out and it's all she wrote. It's done. So, anyways, I know he said something about 22 was his grandson or his boy or something.
His son, I believe.
There you go.
The driver, the driver of the 22 is his son, so that's why he's trying to keep tabs on what is going on.
Well, I'm glad that you're up here. I got you, and that's why I just said I got you. I got Ryan W. Daniels with me, statistician. John Wimbush, man, up here with me when he's up here. Statisticians, boy, I tell you what, I surround myself with the great minds and all that, because you know what, I understand that when you get to my age and when they start fiddling with your brain a little bit, that the mind goes. But nonetheless, about set to go back green flag racing here again. And Ryan, look at that. I tell you what, Eric Bain, well, he got the wave around. Actually going into the pits. David A. Levine. I know he knows how to wheel that thing around here.
Yeah, that 59's looking pretty tore up, and he's going to get the restart here, trying to stay ahead of the 74. It's Jesse Mason. A lot of the tore up cars up front. It's going to be interesting to see as we see the 2 car of Austin Jones working his way around the outside of some of these cars.
Well, I'll tell you what, and also you got to look at that 13 machine that's been out front all night long, who's not tore up. He's going to be very patient, but he is coming to the front in a hurry. Matt Hoover is, as they got a battle for the lead, and the 2's on the outside. The 13's coming along with him. We're going to see what's going to happen here. Those guys are on new tires, and they just blow by the 59 like it was nothing. Now, Austin Jones, can he hold off that number 13 machine?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a tough battle here as we see the 13 of Matt Hoover diving in there pretty hard again behind the number 2 of Austin Jones. Very tough battle up here for the lead, and we're only on lap 113 of 200. We still got quite a ways to go here in this race, right around 85 laps.
Absolutely, got 85 laps. And just to answer your question, Waylon, yeah, hey, I got Diet Dr. Pepper with me tonight, but I also got me a good old Waffle House double cheeseburger right beside of me and 2 doggone oatmeal cookies. So I'm good to go, man, tonight. Nonetheless, we ain't got no Doritos and pizzas, man, tonight. But hey, anyways, and I ain't throwing a taco out there yet because I got too many cautions. I do that. Hey, them guys might pick it up and start eating on it. I mean, they got plenty of time.
Joe's sitting at his house, everybody, enjoying this sweet taste of a Diet Dr. Pepper.
Absolutely. And right now, we got a heck of a battle going on for the lead here as Austin Jones is feeling the pressure from that number 13 machine, a Matt Hoover there. And I tell you what, it is an awesome battle out here as David A. Levine is back there. As we're going to stay here right here just a few seconds for this lead. I tell you, how long do you think it's going to take for that 13 maybe decides to make a move?
Well, he definitely seems to be getting in the corner harder than the 2 car is, but it looks like the way that he's getting, and now it's going to be the battle for the lead. I was about to eat my words. 13 is going to take the lead here, Joe, on lap 118.
Well, I tell you what, he made it look easy, but man, look
Crossover.
at the 2.
That was close. I thought for sure that was going to be a crossover move. He might have actually, the 2 might have actually bumped the back of the 13. It might have helped him out a little bit there.
Well, you know what, and I'm going to play the other part on that. It looked like the 2 got a heck of a run, saw that he was going to maybe get in the back end of the 13, and probably just a show of good sportsmanship there. Maybe might have backed up just a little bit, knowing that, hey, look, he probably could have turned him right there to get back around. So definitely a heck of a, I'm going to say sportsmanship, show of class there, racing-wise. But these guys, he's not giving up. But right behind them, 4 seconds back, I tell you what, David Levine right there in third. Got Terry Mason. I tell you, he's trying to bring that number 75 machine. He's like, look, I'm taking over third spot. I'm diving it on the inside. I got my little magnifying glass out here trying to look for all kinds of clues on the track to how to get around this number 59 machine.
Yeah, that's 75 taking it to the inside of the 59. He's actually going to get a little loose on that apron there. I'm riding with Robbie Buckner. We saw him have all kinds of problems early. He's working his way back up to 6th place right now.
Yes, he has right there. Robbie Buckner, I tell you what, he loves talking up a cool breeze in the chat all night long. But right now, that 94 machine, he has been beat, banged, and everything else. His car does not looks like a pit bull, man, mean in the front. Just got that bad little smirk grin going on. But he's under due rest right there with the number 9 machine falling back just a little bit on the inside. Look at that 42 machine try to fight back. He's the first car lap down trying to get that lucky dog if there's another caution.
Yeah, we got a lot of cars, it looks like right now, that are starting to get around some of these slower cars that were able to take their fast fixes potentially and start to work their way back up. But the 2 car of Austin Jones, I'm back up at the front watching the lead here. Austin Jones is not letting Matt Hoover get away, and Matt Hoover is now going to start having to negotiate some lap traffic. Could we see another battle for the lead here?
Well, I tell you what, if they keep up with what they're doing right now, you might be 100% right here, Ryan, as these guys are definitely putting on a clinic of a show up front here. As we're looking with Matt Hoover up front, he is leading. He's almost a half second here, trying to go through traffic. Now, he's got a couple cars in front of him. They do let him go. So very respectful for the lap cars here, and that's good to see. I mean, good sportsmanship, good driving. Is running a good long green flag run here. Won't cross your fingers, but lap 127 of 200.
Yeah, we are a lap 127 of 200. It's starting to click off some decent laps here. We've seen a couple of good, decent green flag runs in the last couple. In the last number of laps here. You know, we were talking earlier, I said it was probably going to take some of these cars being done for the night to be able to, as unfortunate as that is, to be able to see some of these guys really get the good out of their cars, and that appears to have happened, you know. But we're looking at, for example, the last car out there running is Eric Bain, 7 laps down in the 21st position. I mean, so really you've gone from 29 cars that started down to 21 and maybe even a few less with obviously, with Eric being that many laps down, it's going to have to try to get by some of these other cars that may also be out of this race.
Absolutely. And right now, the best battle on the tracks for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th right there as they are door-to-door wheeling around here. Waylon out there trying to cause trouble in the chat already. I see what he put. Talking about the All-Star race. He's talking about the Ryan versus Joe duel that we had the other day. But nonetheless, y'all see some more there. Tune in to OSR Network, as always, on YouTube. And we just have fun up here. But right now, I'll tell you what, David has definitely got a duel going on for 2nd spot as, man, the number 9 machine. And look at that 42 dive down on the inside.
Yeah, great move by the 42 there. Joseph Stafford, obviously, he's still that 1 lap down, took that fast repair, trying to get by these guys, try to earn his lap back the hard way if he can.
Yes, he is. Look at the 9 machine, though, on the inside there, the number 59. I'll tell you what, for the damaged car, the 59 he is holding them guys all behind him very respectfully. I mean, he is getting around this track, and he knows something a lot of these other guys don't know yet.
Yeah, for sure. That 59 car of David Levine is running really, really well right now, even with all that damage. But to be honest, it's almost like he's holding them up maybe a little bit because they've lost now 12 seconds to those leaders, and the caution is out. That's going to give Joseph Stafford, no, I'm sorry, Eric Tesh will be the guy who gets it, and it looks like the 94 might have been involved in that. Robbie Buckner again.
Yep. Actually, that's the one I'm looking for right here because I saw it on the corner of the eye. He slammed the wall hard. So let's go. No, FMTV's not around. FMTV2 or FMTV's not around anymore. It is OSR Network on YouTube there, DJ. So this is my thing here, along with Ryan and us. We do it. And it looks like, unfortunately, from my point of view, and you know me, I like to stay neutral on the subjects. But like the 94 got a little help. And, oh, man. Wow, when the 94 was backing up, the 12 went into it. Wow, I tell you what, the 88 had nowhere to go. I know he's not going to be happy. Did you see that, Ryan?
Yeah, that was a heck of an accident there. A lot more cars involved again there. Definitely unfortunate. We had just talked about how well that 94 of Robbie Buckner had been doing here to get his way back to the front, as both of the leaders are actually on pit road now as we go live. It's going to be interesting to see which one of those two actually gets back out, but definitely unfortunate for all cars involved again, and definitely a very rough night for Robbie Buckner.
Oh, pretty good. What's going on? I'm going to say that's Little Man Gaming. What's happening tonight? I tell you what, right now, you tuned in to a good one. If you like Saturday night beating and banging style, sheet metal to sheet metal style action of racing, because I tell you what, this is awesome so far. And let's get a quick summary here, Ryan. Laps completed 136 of 200, 8 lead changes. Now we're on 12 cautions. Now I have to say this, that's not a record that I have seen. Me and you have been some races we've called that have been pretty high cautions here recently.
Yeah, you and me have called a few races as of late that have been pretty caution-filled. I mean, this one's been, hate to use the term, but a little bit of a wreck fest here tonight. We've seen a lot of pile-up hype going on all the way through the field here. But definitely fun to be up here, and when there hasn't been cautions, or even when there has been cautions, the action is just incredible out on this track. The wheel-to-wheel action that we've been treated to tonight is just so much fun to be up here calling for it.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, Jerry Mason. All right, who's Jerry Mason? Oh,
the 74.
74. Well, let's make sure that we're not going back green flag, because like I say, that's one thing we have to watch out for here, because it's so fast here. Give me an idea, Ryan's
lights are out. Yeah, lights are out, unfortunately.
Well, I tell you what, we can't get him this time. We will definitely get one the next time. So I always like to say, just keep your, hey, let me know if you want to see somebody, and we'll definitely keep that in mind when we get there next time. We're lap number 140 of 200. We got 9 cars on the lead lap. I tell you what, but we got a lot of beat up machines out here.
Yeah, a lot of cars that have been torn up tonight.
Green flag in the air, Ryan. I tell you what, we're back under racing here. Matt Hoover flies out there. That's not what this field wants to see. But the number 2, look at him dive on the inside.
What a power move by Austin Jones. That was amazing.
Yes, it was, and he's going to clear the number 13. Is a 13 going to try to cross over?
Yes, he is, but the 2's not going to make it easy on him. The 2's been shot out of a cannon on this restart here. Getting the Cannonball Award for the night, I think, for that restart. That was I can't even use the words that I want to explain for it. Oh, and we've got a pile up in turn 4.
Man, I tell you what, well, what number do you see in that one?
A lot of cars.
That explains it for me. Name one.
I'm working on it, man. It was like 6 or 7 cars all at once. I'm working on it.
Oh, we see some smoking, I tell you that.
It starts with I want to say the 86, but I'm not sure.
Well,
Yes, the 86
we know
car.
we got the 62 was involved, and I'm on him right now. Wow, I tell you what, you're right. Huge pile up, man, right there. Looks like Interstate I-77 at 8 o'clock in the morning. Nonetheless, here, let's see what happens back here. You said it started with
86 going into 3.
Going into 386. We're riding with a 62 right now. We know he's involved. David A. Levine's back there with him. Yeah, it starts right there in front of him, and it's just an accordion effect, folks. Actually, the 62 got into the wall a little bit. Now I'm wondering if that might have stacked the field up. Oh, yep. Oh, he hit the apron. I'll tell you what, and man, the 62 got involved. And you know what? Here's the thing, Ryan. What I'm seeing is once a wreck like that happens, that track closes up.
Yeah, this track has been obviously notorious for that tonight. Every single time there's been a caution, there's just been nowhere to go for anybody.
Well, I'll tell you what, unfortunately, that collected Jess Mason there, the 74 machine. He was up front. We'll see if we can't get still a talk with him here, because I think that's what Waylon said he wanted, was Jess Mason, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he did.
All right, well, let's see if we can't get him on the airways here for you.
Yellow.
Jess Mason, this is Joe White up in the booth. You got a copy? Jess Mason, this is Joe White in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you, Joe.
Well, Jess, I tell you what, you got a few fans out here in the crowd, but looks like you got maybe involved a little bit in that last skirmish there, but nonetheless, how's the car feel? You think you might be able to get it back up front and have anything for these guys at the finish? Did we lose him?
No, I'm with you, sorry. I got myself into a bit of a trouble there. I got into the 94, and that was my second penalty, so I served 30 seconds.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, about to head back to Green Flag Racing there. Jess, I'll tell you what, just wanted to get a quick word with you. Keep the fenders on it, man. Gentlemen, have the rest of a good race here. I'll tell you what, lap 147 to 200, man. You've got these viewers on their feet out here. They're loving this awesome wheel-to-wheel banging action. Good luck, gentlemen. Well, I tell you what, right there, had to click off real quick because we're about to get to go back green flag. And that's one thing about it here is yellow flags go by very quickly here, Ryan, as we're just storming on the green flag. I tell you what, Austin Jones might be the man that Matt Hoover might have to deal with all night long.
Well, he's been the guy he's had to deal with all night long, and that's the crazy thing is that the two car, it's like I said, if we hit the final 50 to go, or we're coming to the final 50 to go, and this two car has just turned up the wick as we have a guy, one car down in the grass as they head for turn one. I don't know if he's going to be able to get it slowed down or not. It looks like he was. No caution there, but the two car of Austin Jones has just picked up the pace here all of a sudden, and even with a smidgen of nose damage on that two machine, he is just able to keep it ahead of Matt Hoover.
Yes, he is, and I tell you what, that was a number 75 machine. Did a great job keeping that car down on the apron. It would step about green flag right now. We got 50 laps to go, and oh man, that looks like the 71 machine or the 11 machine.
The 11 was involved. Yes, it was the 11 off of turn 2.
Ooh, that's Blake Fallon. I tell you what, he hit the wall hard, folks. So we're going back on the replay again. See what happened.
I'll tell you what, that actually started something with Robbie Buckner again, unfortunately.
Yeah, the number 94 right there in front of him. So let's kind of see what happens here. And oh, yep, wow, looks like 94 just got loose coming off the turn, got into the other car. Nowhere to go, just looked like one of those just real quick racing incidents, as I like to put it, you know. No place to go. It's short track. Cautions breed cautions. And, hey, it is what it is here. And I'm going to tell you, this is just one of those things, man, that's it's been very exciting so far, and I hope all the viewers out there are loving this thing, because me and Ryan's just having a ball up here calling this race.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun to be up here right now. It's just absolutely crazy with all these cautions, and just seeing some of the cars that are still out there that are able to compete is just absolutely impressive. I mean, heck, Eric Teschk in that number 96 car, you'd expect to see that thing headed straight for the garage. He's running in 10th right now.
Absolutely. I tell you what. So you want to hear from Kenneth Yance. All right, let's see where Kenneth Yance is right now. Currently running in the 7th spot. And I think we got time to probably talk to him if we can get a hold of him right quick. Kenneth Yance, this is Joe White up in the booth. Got a copy?
Jamming Joe White, I got you, brother.
Well, I hear you, man. I tell you what, tonight, boy, it has been beating and banging action out there on the short track, though. But nonetheless, I mean, you could make a storybook out of that Motor Sims magazine racing machine out there. How's it feeling for you around this track?
I tell you, Joe, it's been a real dogfight tonight, but that short track racing, the Motor Sims Racing Chevy Cobalt SF, we're up in the top 10 now after being a lap down for most of the race. Got lucky with the lucky dog, and we hope to keep it up here and not get involved in any more mess. We'll see what happens, though.
Well, I tell you what, you got less than 50 laps to go. Congratulations, you're right there in 8th place. You could come out of here in the top 10, but as I like to always say, hats off to all drivers out here. Y'all got these viewers on their feet. They're loving this short track excitement here. Good luck, gentlemen. Well, I tell you what, right there, we heard from a man, a lot of energy there from Kenneth. Boy, I tell you, gotta love it, Ryan.
Yeah, definitely very amped up as Kenneth Yance here. I would be too if I was running 7th after such a tough event so far.
Yes, sir, and I tell you, that is just the kind of excitement that we like to see. Green flags back in the air again here. As I tell you what, Austin Jones takes that machine flying out front again here, folks. And man, he's held off, and now Matt Hoover's got to deal with the 83 of Clayton Curtis. Where'd he come from?
Clayton's just looks like Clayton's just looks like he's been able to just kind of bide his time throughout this event, and he's just kind of waiting it out, I think. I mean, the 83 of Kurtz is definitely in the right place right now with both Hoover and Jones being running in front of him. And we know Matt Hoover's already had to use his fast repair earlier, I believe, when he was involved in that early accident. So, I mean, it's not out of the question that Matt might not have to move Austin to try to get this win here tonight.
Well, absolutely. On the 75s around. Well, I'll tell you what, right there, we saw that one live as it was happening in front of us there, folks. So, man, hate to see that right there as a 75 just went around. A couple other cars bumped in it. You know, that's another good thing here. We haven't mentioned, Ryan, is the fact this is the old Cup car, and this thing can take a beating, and we're seeing it tonight.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm just going to say, if there is one guy who has earned the Beating of the Night award, it is Robbie Buckner. Because he just rolled that car again, and he's still rolling that thing around here. Robbie has had one of the worst nights of any race car driver I've ever seen on iRacing, and that car just won't quit.
Absolutely. I tell you what, let me know how, I haven't asked this, man, all the viewers in there, how does me and Ryan sound as opposed to the sound there? How's it sound? Can you hear us talking? Does Ryan sound loud enough? Do I sound loud enough? Does car sound loud enough? Et cetera, et cetera. I always like that because, hey, I want to make sure that the viewers have the best experience they possibly can out here. And definitely right now, y'all are getting your money's worth. I mean, everybody that came here, I mean, they're about to throw the beer cans and the hot dog buns out on the track and go, man, this is an exciting race and we love it. I'll tell you, actually, if they start throwing hot dog buns on the track, man, they just give them to me because I like hot dogs.
I'm going to be out there with you. We're going to have to find some fishing nets before this one's over. Anybody got fishing nets out there? We need to catch some beers.
But, well, you can have those. I'll take the hot dogs.
Oh, we don't want to share the beers? I think you and me with a couple beers
drink.
would be pretty entertaining, too.
I don't drink.
All righty. I'll take
Diet
your word
Dr.
for it
Pepper, and I'm good. I don't need
well,
no
you have
substances.
your sweet taste of Diet Dr. Pepper in
That's
your
right.
hot dogs, and I'll take the beer.
I don't need no substitutes.
Please say that one more time.
Substitutes.
That just made my night.
I tell you
Better
what.
than Hammy Ham and every other Joeism that there's ever been. Substances.
You know what, folks? You know, it's Ryan's fault. He started the Joeism stuff, man. I didn't even know what a Joeism was, I tell you. But
I did not coin the phrase Joeism. I don't know who did, and I wish I could credit that person. I feel like it might have even been Waylon, but somebody came up with, I love Joe-isms, and I've stolen that, and I'm using it on everything I can.
I hear you. How'd you mute Ryan? Ryan's in the same chat up here. I tell you what. I'm saying,
Who muted me?
I don't know how the heck Aaron's out there able to mute you. He's up here in the chat with me. Anyways, nonetheless, we're about to get set to go back green flag racing. I just wanted to know how our volume sounded level-wise with each other. I wanted to make sure they hear you as good as they do me and hear all these awesome sightings going around here. Man, I tell you what, this is a heck of a race. We're about to go set to go back green flag racing, guys. I tell you what, Matt Hoover and Austin Jones. Austin gets another good start there.
Yes, he does. He's going to get another great start. And one of these times, I feel like Matt Hoover's really going to have to push the issue here as we're getting down, coming to what's going to be 35 laps to go this time. That 13 is going to, you know, obviously I don't think he's putting everything 100% towards it yet because he's obviously having to deal with all these restarts. But that 13 at some point is going to push the issue, and I do sincerely believe that somebody like the 59 or the 83 might just be in just the right spot there back in third if something happens to these two leaders.
Well, I tell you what, do you think maybe there could be the old bump and run coming here at the end?
Yeah, with the way this race has gone, anything less would definitely shock me. That's to say the least.
Right. Well, I tell you what, right now, Kenneth Young's looking very good. That 72 Motor Sims Racing Magazine machine, bringing it up to 6th spot, battling up underneath Clayton Curtis right there for a top 5. I tell you what, he will be ecstatic, man, to come out of this race in a top 5. Right now, he does clear him, and he's setting sights on Joseph Stafford, that number 42, who, I tell you what, has just wheeled that machine back up to 4th. Wow.
Yeah, some of these cars that are running where they are right now. I mean, Kenneth Younts, you mentioned it before. You did the interview, and he was jacked up. I mean, I would be too. He's in 5th spot right now in that 72 after such a tough race so far. I mean, Kenneth could get himself up to 3rd, and like we say, there could be something that happens with these leaders. He could still win this race. Absolutely.
You're 100% right. It is not over, folks, and anything can happen here. With we're going to have, 30 laps to go this time by lap 170 of 200. I tell you what, hold on to your hats, man, and we got a wreck in the back. Don't know what car it was, but we saw it happen in the back there.
Trying to get a look. The 69's pretty slow. He might have been involved. I'm going to try to get a look.
Yep,
I don't want... Oh, no, he was coming out of the pits, so it wasn't... Okay.
Was it the 69?
No, he was coming out of the pit lane, so it's trying to find it here. It was in turn 1, right?
Yep.
All right. And it was
I think
at the
the
back,
23 car was involved because he's very slow.
23. Let's take a look, see if I can't find him here.
Well, we saw it on the Goodyear blimp cam there that we was watching, and don't know if that was him, but nonetheless, either way, we saw it happen there live. When two cars, it looked like just two cars got together on the front stretch going into turn number 1, and wow. Interview the number 2. All right, let's see what we can't come up with here for you.
Oh, I found it.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, we're gonna interview the number 2 machine. Hang on.
Alrighty.
Austin Jones, this is Joe White in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I'm here.
Well, Austin, I tell you what, you have been able to hold off the hard charge of Matt Hoover on several of these restarts. Do you think you got enough to bring this machine home tonight for the victory here?
know, man. I've been trying to save tires this whole race, and they just fit it right there. So I'm not real sure. We'll just have to figure out the strategy the rest of the race and see what we can do here.
Well, I tell you what, nonetheless, you're looking very good up front there. You got a lot of good machines behind you. A lot of heck of a racing going on. Very respectable. I tell you what, right now a lot of patience, but how much patience maybe do you have as this race goes towards the end?
I think I've got pretty good patience. Just being able to settle in my groove and run my line is going to be the biggest deal with this. Evolution race car piece has been pretty fast today, so we'll have to try to keep the wheels on it before the end.
All right, well, good luck here tonight, and good luck to all the drivers out there. I tell you what a heck of a show, and just seeing the cars out there beating each other, banging around here is awesome, exciting. Like I say again, y'all still have the viewers out here on their feet. They don't know who the heck's going to win this one, but they're cheering you on. Good luck, drivers. Well, there you go, Ryan. I tell you what, as we get stacked up, and I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, the man sitting in third spot's got to be the most ecstatic guy around. Kenneth Yance right there in that 72 machine. Boy, I tell you, if he comes home in third place, the interview that it's going to be electric.
Yeah, well, I don't think Kenneth Yance is really thinking about third right now. I mean, he's in a great spot here to even try to take the win here. He's going to have Matt Hoover starting to hit his outside as we're coming to the restart.
Absolutely, green flag in the air, and I tell you what, Austin M. Jones gets a jump, but I tell you, that 13 machine of Matt Hoover and old Kenneth Yance, boy, almost lost it right there. He got on the apron. Good save by him. We were talking about, though, Austin definitely knew he was going to be in trouble if Matt Hoover got around these cars, and yellow flag, and boy, they are crashing in the back.
Yep, we got another pile up in turn 4 that time, and I'm going to try to get a look at what happened there. Looked like it started with a green and white machine. That would be the 74 of Jesse Mason.
All right, well, and also the 75 of Terry Mason was involved. So let's go back here and look. As we watch that one, and what I was saying in the meantime, as we watch this replay here, and yeah, you started with the 74, and the 75 had nowhere to go. And man, I'll tell you what, that has to end the night for the 94. That poor guy, if we had a headache award, he definitely was going to get it, because that poor guy has hit everything on this track. And I know he's got to have a headache for this one's over with.
Yeah, and I just saw in the chat, he just said, well, that's my night. It's been fun. Definitely got to be disappointed for that 94 Robbie Buckner. Even with all the accidents he was in, he was still running in 13th spot. He was still just outside the top 10, but that sudden jolt at the very end there just shot that car 90 degrees to the right, pounded that outside concrete wall, and that's definitely going to end it for the 94 machine.
Absolutely, and I tell you right now, Austin does not want to see who's on the outside of him, because he just said he didn't go in the pits and take tires. Matt Hoover did. So I think this might be the turning point of the race, as we're going to have, by the time we go back green flag, we're going to have about 18 laps, 19 or 17 laps to go or so here. Folks, I tell you what, fasten your seatbelts. Now, do I think this one will end under caution? That's a good question. I don't want to jinx it. I would love to see it go green, but you probably got a high possibility of one heck of a race of this one ending under caution.
I will say I'm going to give probably a very smart driver award here to Kenneth Yance, who, you know, we talked about him being excited. He saw
Say that
the
one more
speed.
time.
Huh?
Say
Kenneth
his last
Yance.
name. Okay, that's what I thought you said.
Yance. Same thing, I think. Close enough. What'd you think I said?
It's just the way you say it.
He has to make fun of me, guys. And I keep seeing the chat. All this stuff, I can't drive a stick shift. I'm wrecking people. I know all about ARCA brakes. Hardy har har. Y'all are asking for a storm here.
Oh, well, they just called the green off right now. Must be a little
That's
mix
weird.
up in the, well, it could be a mix up in the running order here is probably why they did it.
Perhaps, but my point on the 72 was Kenneth Younts didn't appear. He took 4 tires under this caution, so he must have seen what that 13 did. He's going to come in, get some fresh rubber, and now the 72 is basically even in a better position than Matt Hoover, other than being a little bit further back now.
Absolutely. And folks, that is your northern speaking today, Kenneth Younts.
How am I supposed to say it?
Younts.
Younts?
Younts. You've just got
you
that.
To me is ow.
You've
so
got,
Younts.
See, they northern speaking folks. But hey, somebody asked me how many cautions we're sitting under. 17 right now for the night. So we'll do a quick race summary. Lap 183 here of 200. 10 lead changes, 17 cautions, Ryan. As we're going back green flag racing. Austin gets a good jump. That's what he needed to keep that 13 back there. He's hoping that 42 machine will give the 13 a heck of a run for his money.
Yeah, and we got another caution out again.
Wow. What you see on that one?
Trying to get a look. We got a couple of torn up cars here at the back. I'm not entirely sure what happened there.
You listening to the radio channel?
No, actually. Wow. I don't even think there was any wrecked cars. It looks like the 86 was actually pulling off of the pit lane, and the game might have just registered that he was on the track.
Oh,
and
well,
the caution
okay.
came out.
Wow. Okay, well, debris in turn 3.
Debris, turn 2.
What the heck is debris?
You ever seen the spelling of debris? D-E-R or D-E-B-R-I-S.
Oh, Lord. See, that's
debris.
see, ladies and gentlemen, that's why I'm going up there and smacking Ryan W. Daniels. That's the northern stuff right there. You always got to come up with some political correct stuff.
It has nothing to do with being politically correct. It's actually a running joke between me and my cousin that all started a couple years ago. He said that same thing to me. He goes, "You ever looked at the spelling of debris?" And I said, "No, why?" He goes, "It's debris." So ever since then, that's kind of my running joke.
Well, maybe he was talking about brisk tea.
That would be brisk tea, but
brisk.
You know what? I can't handle it anymore.
See, that's what I do, folks, because I know these northern people, they love that proper English talking, and they love terms, because I drive my wife up the wall with ain't, and she loves it. She says, "It's not ain't, it's you aren't." And I'm
or
like,
are not.
"Yeah, or you are not." And I'm going, "Yeah, I ain't going. It ain't going about." Yeah, but anyways, yeah.
Or y'all.
What's wrong with y'all?
Y'all.
Well, I tell you what.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Joe White. We're going to sit up here at the end of this race. We're going to have 10 to go on this restart. It's going to be a fantastic finish all the way to the end here, feller.
Folks, that is a bad imitation of a southern dude from a northern guy. But nonetheless, get your drinks, get your popcorn, get your refreshments. Ryan is right about something there. We're going to have about 10 laps to go, and it's going to be a shootout here. Nighttime under the lights here, New Samara Raceway here for the K&N machines for the Sunday night. I call it Sunday night, but it's actually Monday Night Thunder Racing League Arca Series here, folks. And I tell you, this thing has been a wheel-to-wheel, door-to-door slamming affair. It definitely has had a lot of cautions, but a lot of drama nonetheless, and they are about ready to settle this thing here. Austin M. Jones is definitely trying to hold off that 13 machine.
Yeah, it's going to be very close here. The 13's going to have to get a really good restart here, I think, if he wants to beat that number 2 machine.
Absolutely, and there goes the 2. He does get a good start, but so does the 13. That is not what Austin wants to see, as they understand 10 laps to go this time by. Matt Hoover definitely knows, hey, I cannot wait behind this machine. I have got to go if I've got a faster car, because one, with as many cautions as we've seen out here, Ryan, you know, I know, if it goes another 4 laps or so and a caution comes out, it's over. Matt Hoover understands that, just like anything. So now he is trying to climb all over the back deck lid of that number 2 machine. but he's got the 59 of David A. Levine all over the back end. Look at the 13 dive that thing into the turns.
Yeah, the 13's really starting to push it now, and it's like we mentioned earlier, will there be a bump and run? If it's going to happen, it's going to be now. And that 13 is getting all over the back of Austin Jones every time they go in and out of these corners.
Yes, there is, because another couple laps here, it definitely will be over if a caution flies, folks, as has been the theme all night long. Austin Jones knows that. Matt Hoover does, too. Looks like he is just diving that machine in. Don't count out David Levine, though, back there. Sitting in third as we're coming down to lap 194, folks. We've got 6 laps to go this time by.
Yeah, a lot of great action going on right now. I really thought, honestly, that 72 machine of Kenneth Younce would be able to get up there and battle for this, but he's currently running pretty good there in 7th. But it's pretty getting dicey up here for the lead here with what's 5 to go. Looks like the 2 might have even snagged the wall on the straightaway, Joe, as they went into turn 1.
Yeah, it is. And look at that. Matt Hoover's looking on the inside here. He dives it on the inside, coming down with 5 laps to go.
Oh,
D-touch.
That's not going to work, boys.
Oh,
Wow.
they touching David Levine.
Whoa.
David Levine might be the man who's going to, well, I say that, but Austin, I tell you what, I don't know who's going to win this one, man, because I don't know how the heck Austin Jones stayed in the lead up there. Holy cow.
I don't know what to do with my hands, Joe.
I don't either, but that 59 machine, he almost, man, I tell you, the 9 is losing it. Because if a caution comes out now, it's over. But, folks, it's lap 197. You thought it was exciting before. Man, I tell you what, I don't know how that number 2 held on to that machine and how he's still leading this race.
He was in the grass. He was up against the wall. He was 90 degrees sideways in the 2 car of Austin Jones. Is going to come back with 2 laps to go, and he's still got the lead, and he's pulling away from the 59 car.
Yes, sir, he is. I'm telling you what, he wins this thing. He definitely deserves it tonight. He has to hold on for one more time this time by, folks, as he's going to get the white flag next time by. And man, oh man, look at the 13, though, try to dive on the inside to catch the 59. Boy, I tell you, white flag in the air. This is what we came to see, short track excitement racing, and they put it on us wheel to wheel one more time around this track. Ryan, here he comes. They're out of turn number 4 this time by. I got no words for that finish right there.
That is one of the greatest saves and maybe one of the best finishes I've ever seen at a short track. An amazing job by Austin Jones to win that race. And what an effort by the 13 car. You know he's going to be disappointed with 3rd, but man, oh man, Austin Jones deserved that win, especially after that save, because that should have been a wreck about 3 times, Joe.
Absolutely. Wow. Well, there's the wreck.
We have a wreck
there's
after
the
the
wreck.
caution.
Yep. We finally get the wreck there with the 83 and the 2. But, man, you're right, Ryan. I do not know how in the world he held on to that machine at the end. And we're going to get a talk with him in here. So, I'm going to let you talk with old Matt Hoover. Let me see if I can get him on the mic for us. Matt Hoover's Joe White up in the booth. You got a copy?
Gotcha, Joe.
All right, Ryan, can you talk?
Yes, I can.
Go ahead.
Well, Matt Hoover, we saw you lead a lot of this race here tonight. Started up front, fell back, worked your way back up to the front. A great race there at the very end with you in the 2 car there of Austin Jones. How are you feeling with that 3rd place finish?
I'm not too pleased with it. I kind of got into him, spun him sideways throughout, I think it was 3 and 4, and had to check up pretty good. So, not real happy with it, but it's always next week.
Well, you definitely put in a heck of an effort. Was really exciting to see up there leading all those laps here tonight. Is there anybody else there that you want to thank for a good top 3 finish here this evening at New Smyrna?
I'd like to thank you guys, broadcasting, Bradley Wilson, Michael Redding for getting this league going, and my teammates, Robbie Buckner, Terry Mason, and Davis Richards.
All right, well, we thank you for talking with us. I'm going to hand it over to Joe here.
Well, I tell you what, man, that's a heck of a finish right there. A heck of a duel going down there for third place. But nonetheless, David A. Levine, still waiting up in the booth. You got a copy?
Hell yeah, I got you, buddy. What's up?
All right. Well, I'll tell you, Ryan, I'll let you go ahead.
All right, David, it must feel pretty good to bring that number 59 machine home. I mean, you had a really good race, stayed up in the top 10 for the majority of that I saw you. How does it feel with all that action there with just a few laps to go? Did you feel like there was going to be another caution, or did you feel like you had to make as many moves as you could as fast as you could?
You know, my strength was definitely the short runs tonight, and with about that last caution with maybe 20 or so to go, I came in, took tires, and let her eat from there. But I'm real proud of everybody on the Revan Optics and Berkshire Hathaway Carolina's Home Services team. We just had a great day, and to cap it off, David Levine Racing goes first and second down here at New Smyrna. It's just an awesome feeling. Congrats, Austin.
Well, it's definitely exciting to see you and your teammate come home 1-2 here. Definitely got to feel good as well to bring home that second spot, obviously. And what was going through your mind when you saw that 2 car get just knocked sideways coming out of turn 4 there with just a few laps to go?
Well, to be perfectly honest, that's, you know, the kind of move I've come to expect out of the 13. So I knew it was coming, and I was kind of backing myself off and figuring out that if it was going to happen, it was going to happen, and I was going to try to place myself to get through it. But when I saw Austin coming back up to the track, I knew if I hit him properly and hit him right, I could force him back out in front and get us the 1-2, and that's exactly what I did.
Well, it was a great race by you and your entire team as a whole. And is there anybody else out there you want to thank here for a great finish here tonight, coming home in second spot?
Yeah, first I got to say a big thanks to everybody at Revan Optics and Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Carolina's Realty team, and mega shout out to Austin for getting the W, and thanks to everybody at the Monday Night Thunder Series on Sunday for everything that they do.
Well, we thank you for talking to us here in the OSR Network booth, and I'm going to hand it over to Joe, and he's going to take it away, and I believe interview our winner here tonight.
Well, you're right there, Ryan. I'll tell you what, I'm going to walk on down here past the concession stand, get my hot dog like I always do, join these guys, Austin M. Jones down here, because I know this guy definitely needs some refreshments after that wild ride that he took there at the end. Man, I tell you what, Austin, tonight you brought it home here in the winner circle for the ARCA Series, race number 2, in wild fashion. I do not know how in the world me and Ryan were at awe, and everyone else in the chat out here was too, and how you held on to that machine and furthermore brought that thing home tonight. But how you feeling out there?
It was crazy for sure. I wasn't real sure what to expect from a 13. This is my only second race with this group here, but I mean, he drove it in there, gave me a pretty good shot, and I was able to hold on to it. I gotta appreciate David for not running into me, but I really gotta thank him and everybody at David Levine Racing, Evolution Race Cars for putting this thing together and having a good car.
Well, I tell you what, nonetheless, for you bringing it home or being the first time in there, you definitely had David and company out there bringing you on in their team. Got a heck of a wheel man behind the wheel of that machine. It doesn't matter who it is. You held on to that thing. We thought it was a done deal, but an amazing driving job to bring it home here tonight in victory at New Smyrna Racetrack. And I'm going to tell you, got anybody out there you want to thank?
I just got to dedicate this race to PJ Childs, my buddy. He's got a grandpa in the hospital, pretty sick right now, so I hope they get to feeling better. Just everybody at David Levine Racing and Evolution Race Cars, like I said earlier, they helped me out a lot, so had a lot of fun tonight.
All right, well, awesome. I'm going to let you get back down to your crew and all your teammates down there partying, celebrating now, tonight, the next week, and we head off here for the ARCA Series. But nonetheless, boy, I'm going to tell you what, to each and every one of you drivers out there tonight, I know there's probably some tempers flaring, some ill feelings towards each other, but I'm going to tell you, you got the chat out here with their hair rose up on their arms with that finish and a heck of a race that y'all put on. Congratulations to each and every one of you, because, man, I tell you what, if that's what this series is about, hard-charging, action-packed racing like y'all did, then definitely you got people that are going to come back and watch it over and over. Congratulations to the man, Austin M. Jones, the winner tonight. My hat's off to you, and congratulations to all the drivers out there. And Ryan, I tell you what, man, I am still at awe over that finish.
I'll be honest, Joe, right now, I'm actually going back and watching that save, because I am just... There's just no words to describe how amazing of a save that was by Austin Jones. You could tell he wanted this win so badly, but I mean, I never would have predicted that he would get hit the way he did. Got that 2-car 90 degrees sideways, went from the grass to the outside wall, back sideways again, middle of the track, and saved it and held on to the lead. That was the most impressive save I think I've ever seen on all of iRacing.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, I'm going to do a quick rundown here of the results, because that man, Austin M. Jones, bringing it home tonight. Winner here for the ARCA Series, race number 2 of Monday Night Thunder. David A. Levine in second. Matt Hoover did everything he could to win this race, bringing it home in third. Clayton Kurtz right there in fourth. Daniel B. Hill in fifth. Joseph Stafford sixth. Kenneth Yance bouncing to seventh. I know probably wanted more, but definitely was a happy man nonetheless. Jason Alexander in eighth. Eric Terrace, man, battling back to get to ninth. And Billy Hargrove rounding out the top 10. Don't know if you got your results up or not, Ryan.
Yes, I do. I've got Jesse Mason brought it home in 11th spot. Andrew Cardinale brought it home in 12th. Gerald West in 13th. Michael Redding in 14th. Corey Walters 15th. Darren Scandariato in 16th. Blake Falone in 17th. Terry Mason in 18th. Robbie Buckner, after the rough night he had, got his vehicle home in 19th position. And David Heisig got it home in 20th.
Well, in 21st there, we got Derek Robinson right there, and Eric Bain sitting in 22nd. William L. Smith, 23rd. Darrell Ricketts in 24th. John Barron in 25th. Cody West pulling it out in 26th. Kyle Weatherman, not the night he wanted there, and rounding in 27th. And Ryan Broderick, 28th. Bradley, and then the rest of them pretty much is us. Bradley, you and me. So to round out that right there, I tell you what, Ryan, still, folks, I tell you, the replay will be up in a little bit if you want to watch that ending, if you want to watch the whole thing over again. But I tell you, I'm still here, shocked in it all over that finish, because, man, that was a heck of a wheel job by Austin Jones.
Yeah, I think I saw Aiden Young in the chat say it the best, save of the year for that number 2 machine. What a great way to cap off such an exciting race, was to have a finish like that and have just the excitement level at an all-time high here for the Monday Night Thunder Racing League in their Sunday night ARCA Series.
Absolutely. Well, I tell you what, right there, I mean, that's what it's about. Sunday night ARCA Series here, that they bring in the Saturday night to Sunday night here, and they brought the excitement under the lights here, New Samara Racetrack. And I tell you what, so until next week, I definitely want to appreciate all the viewers and all the fans out there. It is awesome. So nonetheless here, this is Joe White up here in the OSR Network booth, along company with Ryan W. Daniels. And Ryan, I'm going to tell each and every one of them, till next week, everyone have a good night.